What's up, folks? The music that you're listening to right here right now is the friend of the show, friend of the channel, Rifty Beats. You can find him on Spotify and his full catalog on YouTube. He gives you anime theme, video game theme, soundtracks you can play while you're streaming and won't get copyright struck for. Now, I said on YouTube and Twitch, on Facebook, they still copyright strike you on some stupid shit. But hey, what's up? Thank you guys for joining. It is 11:25 on Thursday, because the garbage truck is out there now picking up the trash, and we are about to get into it because a couple of actually yesterday, Pew Peace and Redon from Arlong Park put out the full spoilers for chapter 1180. And I was getting ready to go to work when they came out. I think they dropped like 48 minutes before I had to go, so I did not get a chance to do them with you, to go over them. So today we're going to go over the full chapter spoilers, see if it opens up anything else, see if there's any more theories or predictions in what we're finding out. It looks like there was 2 pages. It got gritty, so let's go ahead and just dive into it, because I'm loving the fact that Zoro and Sanji both equally get taken out first, or around the first couple people with Enou. So 2 pages. Now, it says more details of this chapter thanks to Redon from Arlong Park. This chapter is titled Omen. Now, in Japanese, its meaning is demonic aura. The reader request, so we do have a reader request, we didn't see that last time, is Vegapunk modifies Zeus so that he rains down candies for Chopper. Now, I don't know if this picture is true or not, because everybody's doing a lot of AI shit, but I saw one that had the old Vegapunk, the big ass Einstein Vegapunk, not Lilith. I don't know if that's true or not. We shall see when this chapter comes out. But the chapter starts with an amazing double page with a close-up of Enou. Enou, the white dots are all over Emu's body, even his legs and feet. Enou lands in the western village and asks something of the giants. Enou says, "Where is the king of this country?" Which is crazy because Enou Domi Reversi, Dory, and Brogy, and named them the kings in King Harold's stead since Harold died. So I guess now that they got transformed back, he has no ties to Elbaph. So he's asking, like, who do you call your king now? Brogy says, "Who the hell are you?" And then Dory says, "We got no kings here in Elbaph." And then Enou notices that Sommers is in Gerd's hands. And he says, Gerd, these are the ones I usually get mixed up, but Goldberg is the fat giant with the lisp, and his shield was his father's shield, but it has a homie inside of it, and it's living. Called Nash. And then Gerd is the doctor for the new giant pirates, the female that everybody saw whenever they got saved from Rodo in his castle and the fake Elbaph. So he sees Sommers in Gerd's hand, and he says to him, "What have you been up to, Sommers?" Enou jumps and uses his spear so fast that we can't see it. Gerd's thumbs and forefingers got cut off in an instant, and Sommers' body falls to the ground. Now, I saw this panel. It is fucked up because she's sitting there holding him, and all of a sudden, boom, thumb and fingers just fall, and she's like looking terrified. And I'm like, holy shit, you're a doctor, and your fingers get fucking cut up. Now, she still has like this portion of the finger below. Why the fuck are you? Okay. You know what? I like the camera being able to move sometimes, but fuck it. We got to stand still. This motherfucker's moving too much. Sensitive as fuck. But yeah, she lost these fingers, so how the fuck is she going to be a doctor now? But Chopper's there. Chopper can help her. I'm sure she knows some medical. I don't know how good she is a doctor, but she can lend some help to herself as well. But it sucks. He cut the fuck out of them fingers. So they fall to the ground, and so does Sommers. Hiruden, enraged, lunges at Enou because somebody from his crew got fucked with. When Enou is about to attack Hiruden, Stanson kicks Hiruden out of the way. Unfortunately, Enou attacks, cuts one of Stanson's legs off. So the leg that he kicks Hiruden out of the way with gets cut the fuck off. Again, we have Chopper, we have Gerd whenever she gets fixed. But damn, Zoro attacks Enou with Santoryo Rengoku Oni Giri, but Emu blocks it easily with the tip of his tail. And we see this tail swoop out, the same tail that got Sabo. But the block, the strike, is the same as when Zoro went to attack Nosijuro and stop him. So again, another feat. Goro stopped a Gorosei member's attack with the original Katetsu, or one of the three Katetsus, and then now he's stopping or being stopped by Emu. But he's, swords aren't getting broken. He's not getting thrown back. Emu is just stopping his attack. With his tail, Emu creates a little black flame in the middle of his palm called Omen, just like this. And we've seen this before. We'll talk about that later. But he creates that in the middle of his palm. It's called Omen, and shoots it to Zoro's head, making him lie down with blood on his head like being hit by a bullet. Emu then uses Omen on Hiruden, but this time it turns into a huge explosion and knocks him back, almost knocking him out. You see the whites of the eyes. We see that the black ring with eyes on Emu's back is actually a ring of black fire. Emu conjures another Omen, but this time he gives it to Sommers, restoring Sommers immediately. So the cloud that we see around Luffy, this is actually a ring of fire with eyes on it for Emu. Two black bird-like wings emerge from Emu's back. Then he flies to Gunko. With them, the flames on Emu. Hang on. Okay. Then he flies to Gunko with them. The flame on Emu, the spear transforms into a cannon. Okay, so there's a flame that looks like a spear. It transforms to a cannon, which fires a black fire that has eyes and a mouth at the ice block where Gunko is, creating another huge explosion. I think I saw this. So if you think of Gecko Mori as little bats, demon shadow bats with the mouth, think of a black orb, almost like Shaman King's soul with a mouth on it. That's what Emu's flame looks like as he shoots it to Gunko. I remember seeing this one. Suddenly, Loki appears and Emu starts talking to him. Oh no, before this, my bad, I skipped this. Sanji is getting ready to come into play. It says, then Emu arrives at Killingham and giants with him Omi flame that restores Killingham too. So, Emu arrives at Killingham and grants him the restoration of his life with the flame Omen. So we've seen Omen restore Sommers and Killingham, and they look badass. They look like they have a power up because they have black flames or black clouds around them as well, like they've just awakened and they're fully back together, looking stronger than ever. But we've seen Emu restore. We've seen Emu use it as an explosion for Gunko and Hiruden, and then use it as a sword to slice Stanson's leg off, and use it as just flames to hit Zoro in the face, because it didn't say explosion. It just said the flames. I think there's a panel. Actually, where's the Zoro panel at? Emu's tall as fuck. Emu's about the same size as Kaido, Big Mom, Whitebeard. Okay, this is him and Zoro. The flame is in his hand. Zoro's looking. And then he shoots the flame from his palm straight towards Zoro's face. Zoro flies back. Chopper's shocked, and we see Emu glare and look because Hiruden's getting ready to attack him. He shoots the little devil bat flame towards him, and it blows up. And we just see Zoro on the ground, so we don't see it explode when it hits Zoro's face. Now, let's get back to the spoilers. He restores Killingham. Sanji attacks Emu with a kick, but Emu blocks it with the heel of his foot. Emu is about the same size as Kaido, Big Mom, Kuma, Whitebeard. Then Emu turns around and kicked the fuck out of Sanji. He just blasts Sanji with his leg coated in black flames, and it looks sick as shit. He creates a huge explosion, and we don't know what happens to Sanji, but from the explosion and what happened to everybody else, Hiruden, Zoro, Sanji's down for the count for now, or he's down for now. Suddenly, Loki appears and Emu starts talking to him. Emu says, Mu is looking for the culprit behind the murder of one of my servants, Harold, 14 years ago. And Loki says, he wasn't your servant or anything. The name Harold belongs to my father, and he was once the king of Elbaph. Then, in the absolute epic final double page, it says of the chapter, Loki comes face to face with Enou. Loki is very angry, and he is carrying Ragnir hammer on his shoulder. Furthermore, the area is filled with dark clouds and lightning, so he's just been brewing it up. And this panel looks sick. Just like he was stood up and looked down at Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji, he's doing that same thing, looking down. Most of his face and shit is silhouetted in black with white highlights, and he's just fucking mad. He's got to have red eyes during this. But he stands there, and then Loki says, and I am also the guy you are looking for. Enou says, much hardship would have been avoided if thou aren't here. And then Loki says, Elbaph is the one place I'd be. Hammer that into your brain, idiot. And says, the end of the chapter and no break next week. So now we're getting to see Loki get ready to take his revenge on the man, the thing that converted his father and made him and forced him to kill Harold. Loki's getting ready to take an L. Sorry, I know we don't want him to. Even with these power-ups, he's going to do some things. He may be able to hold Killingham and Sommers off by himself. But when it comes to Enou, he needs help. He needs Luffy. And where the fuck is Luffy right now? Luffy should have been with Ratataskar. But if Ratataskar is Ragnir the Hammer, Luffy is eating and getting, ready to jump back in the game. But then we have Brook out. We have Usopp still out. Zoro and Sanji, we're left with Frankie, Jinbei, Nami, Robin, and I think they're tending to Saul and the kids. So it's looking tough for the Straw Hats. What are your thoughts? What are your predictions? Leave them in the comments below. Remember, they are Japanese native speakers that I listen to, and also link in the description so you can listen to their actual breakdown of One Piece. With all the things that cannot be translated, that are mistranslated, and the colloquialisms that we just don't understand. And they break that down so it makes One Piece that much greater because you understand everything that's going on or what direction. I know there's a big talk about religion right now. It would benefit you to go listen to that and then also listen to some Oda interviews to see where his head is when it comes to that instead of just assuming. But I digress. Make sure to hit the follow button, turn on your notifications so that way you know anytime that I stream, whether it's a brief spoilers, full spoilers. TCB Scans should be coming tomorrow if they come out tonight. And then we have the full live read on Sundays, usually around 6 p.m. I do have a podcast 7:30 on Sundays, the Pod OKC, which you can follow here on Twitch. Make sure to check that out as well. And just have notifications on because there's more shit. We have more spoilers. We have reviews, reactions, and video games. So thank you guys so much. This has been 1180 of One Piece. Enou versus Loki. Loki versus Enou. The two men. Enou says he's a god. Loki thinks he's a god. But Enou, I think it's Enou and Luffy. Luffy's transformation, his awakening, put him in the light of the moon. Which we know that there are people that lived on the moon. Most likely Lunarians is the theory. Enel's up there. There's so much shit going on. But we also saw our boy Enou come to life as soon as he landed in Elbaph. And I think this is why the elders told him not to go. He was forced to transform back into his human form or whatever it is. And when he sat up on top of that tower, the sun was behind him. I think those are your two, the good Nika and the bad Nika, or what people envisioned them as. But I do think that if the Nika fruit was manifested by people's dreams, it could be based off of Enou. Enou has the ability to be every race on One Piece, possibly. So if Luffy had that fruit, it would make sense. And it goes along with my theory that Gear 5, possibly Gear 6, allows him to transform his body into any race that is necessary to help him win his giant form. He could go to a Tantata. There's different things for different scenarios. We don't know how these fights are going to go, but it is... If that is the case, they would make them opposites. People wished for something that could stand toe-to-toe and use imagination and liberate people from the slavery of the mind and just slavery of the world. And then Enou wants to control the world, control the narrative, erase history to stay in power. So One Piece It is One Piece. We love it. I love it. You love it. Thank you guys for joining me for 1180 full spoilers. Make sure to show some love on YouTube. We need to get YouTube numbers up to 50 followers. That way Patreon will allow us to do live streams again. And for those live streams, those are watch parties. Some are 10 episode watch parties, which is like 4.5 hours. Some of them are just 1 episode watch parties. But it allows us to do that without getting hit with copy strikes, without getting the channel deleted, because that's pretty much where my channel goes. It gets deleted over and over again. And, you know, we're having fun on these watch parties. I like to stay around. So make sure to follow and then watch for where we're streaming what. Twitch will get the live streams of the anime, but they'll immediately be deleted. So if you want to follow those or if you missed them, they will be on Patreon. Thank you guys so much. I'm Elijah 5000 and I'm out. Edge 2 Otaku for anime needs, Edge 2 Gaming for video games. Peace.